So what do you do when you want to make a new set of circle skirts? Well, if you're me, you travel along the interstate right around Thanksgiving, and you stop at a beaver-laden gas station right after Thanksgiving. Not a great plan. And you do a subtle swap between Mrs. Depew and yourself, and you acquire yourself not one, but 2 new circle skirt patterns to give it a go. And while this video is not sponsored, the patterns were gifted to me, and there's a little giveaway at the end. And I will be an affiliate through January 7th, so if you do want to go purchase a pattern from her, I will be receiving a small commission for that through the beginning of next year. There is certainly no obligation, but I did just want to make that very clear for the FTC. But enough of the introduction, let's start making these skirts. On day 1, I went out into my garage to try and find some inspiration for these skirts. And while there was only one fabric that really jumped out to me as an option, I knew where to go. That's right, I went to where the rest of the fabric was located from the giant estate sale. Because why do you have an entire storage unit full of fabric if you aren't going to use it for your own personal projects as well? The only thing I really knew about these skirts is I wanted them to be a red and a green. That was really it. So as I was digging through all of the fabrics, I made sure to give each of them a good swoosh test, including some of the better contenders that got full-on circle skirt-like twirls to see how they would drape. Some were lovely, some were not. Olé! Of course, there's gotta be one that's gonna be a pain in the butt to get to. Come with me. So yeah, of course I like the fabric. There, right there. Under all of that.
Do you want some help? Hey, I'm gonna pull that whole wall out. What is it that you want?
The velvet.
Oh, the one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Try to pull it out now.
That's what she said.
So with 4 lovely fabrics picked out, I headed over to my YouTube members to ask them which ones I should use. If you want to be a part of these polls, make sure that you click the join button down below. And then it was time to wash, because they really need a good washing before you use any of these fabrics. While the fabrics were washing, I dug into my Mrs. Depew package, and oh boy were there lots of cute little goodies. She gave me a pattern alterations and grading booklet, and while I would like to say that I will actively read it, use it, and learn from it, let's be real here, I'll probably just use it in a pinch whenever I get myself into a bind of pattern grading. The package also includes the giveaway patterns, which are the 2 plus size circle skirt patterns, which go from a waist of 43 to 61 inches, and the original size skirt, which goes from a 25 to a 43 inch waist. But now to choose which one. And in case you're wondering why there's so much voiceover, I was quite sick while filming this, and so therefore, I have no voice while I was recording this. So enjoy this sexy voiceover time. Now I had actually measured my waist prior to doing this, and I realized that I was a 44 inch waist. And, this is where the problem came in, because one pattern goes up to a 43 and the other one started at 43. And it felt rude to cut into a perfectly lovely plus size pattern at the smallest size. So what I opted to do was I cut into the smaller size range pattern and gave myself an extra 1/4 inch on most of the cuttings, which meant that overall I was adding 1 inch to the skirt. This will cause a problem later on, but we'll save that for the reveal. And with my pattern completely cut out and ready to go, it was time to christen some new scissors. and with my warning very clearly written, I threw on my favorite Christmas movie and got to cutting. Well, okay, we started by laying out the pattern on the green fabric, which I was a little concerned about and was proven correct in my concern, because the fabric was not nearly wide enough, and that would mean I would have to piece them together. But for now, we're just gonna move on to the red fabric and pretend that that problem doesn't exist. Now I will say, as I was handling this red fabric, I did notice that it was beefy in its structure, in its weight, to the point that I was able to manage one scrap of my little voice to say, "Am I about to make a skirt out of upholstery material?" And with my entire voice spent for that one outing, I continued my endeavor to cut, with a fluffy little helper, of course. And with skirt number 1 cut out, it was unfortunately time to deal with skirt number 2. I have 2 options at this point. Option number 1, be a proper sewist and piece it together. Hey, Steph, we can't see that. Much better, thank you. Or I can choose chaos. Give you 2 guesses as to which one I chose, and the first guess doesn't count. And with everything cut out, it was time to call it a day. Good morning. Welcome to day 7 of Stephanie sounding like a bass baritone. And probably the first time you've heard my voice this video, at least my real voice, in action. And also, welcome to day 7,324. No, I'm just kidding. That's too many days of I don't know where the clip for my microphone is, and now I've managed to lose the pop filter too. So, RIP the high ends. So sorry. But either way, I have procrastinated on this project far too long, and today I have decided is the day it's getting done, no matter what. Okay, that's a lie. They're circle skirts, they still have to hang once I get them done. But then they'll hem them tomorrow and then they'll be done. So either way, let's get going. Now listen, I did these with the intent of, oh, well, I'll have one way, the correct way, and then the other way, I'll just do it my way. Well, I did each pocket, one for each skirt, because I am not going to do another ass pocket. Ooh, that's a key lower than usual. So I'm just gonna those out of the ball game here, because I'm gonna take the other pieces that I have yet to sew and do the pockets my way, and then just install a skirt zipper on the other side without a pocket, because I don't have the brain capacity to figure that one out today. And that's how we're going to do this, because I hate... Oh, wait, I've already sewn it together. Will that be a problem? Yeah, probably. TBD, but there's only going to be one pocket. I'm not going to get much more fancy with that. All right, let's see how I do this. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Dear viewer, she does this with a lot of heavy sighing. And then some ironing of the pockets that she absolutely had tossed on the ground because she had committed to not using those before she realized that she actually had to use those. And then it was time for some installation and a quick little song. Why, yes, I know doing it this way is really dumb. Why, yes, I know doing it this way is really dumb. But at this point I don't care, and I just want a skirt done, so I'm just gonna do it the dumb way. I'm not gonna like this skirt, am I? Or this pocket. Yeah, this is why I hate installing pockets like this. And yes, indeed, that is a red pocket in a green skirt, and no, I don't care. Good enough. I hate doing pockets this way. 0 out of 10. Just do one seam, come down around, attach it that way. I hate this way. Okay. Dear viewer, she still had another pocket. Because yes, I still opted to put in the pockets because at the end of the day, pockets in the skirt is more important than not having pockets, even though the sewing is sometimes stress-inducing. But for the zippers, there is nothing quite like being able to shop your own stock. This wonderful buyout has just been the gift that keeps on giving. Look at that matching zipper. Don't worry, the green isn't nearly as nice. And here, dear viewer, here is where her bravado got the better of her. Instead of going back and looking at the instructions, no! She thought she knew what she was doing. PSA, she did not know what she was doing, and she will describe that in 3, 2, 1. Well, hello again from your friendly neighborhood. Don't do that on this pattern. So I started to pin it in like I do every skirt, and then I read the instructions. What a shocking idea. Maybe you should do that once in a while, Stephanie. And it said to do this. So it said to make the actual waistband like, sew it, turn it, and then basically we're just gonna, do the dirty stitch on top, which love that. Literally the best. Like, how can I make the skirt faster? Excellent. Yes, let's do that. So I did that for this thing. I pinned it in also. Look at that. When I pinned it in the first time, I need a lesson in cutting apparently because I've made the waist slightly too big. So I'm just gonna like ease it in. It'll be fine. It's not super heavy velvet. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, bye. And with the waistband installed, it was time for appliques. Because yes, folks, I actually do hand cut out all of my appliques because I can't be bothered to figure out how to make my mother's super old Cricut do the job. So I just freehand everything. I started out by tracing out from memory what I vaguely remember Christmas lights looking like when I was growing up. And then I tried a little bit bigger, but I opted for the smaller one. And then I did that just a few more times before calling it a night. Day 3 began with my insniftigator coming over to make sure I was doing a good enough job.
Ma'am, can I assist you? Can I help you? Candy, what are you doing?
And while in a perfect world I would have known how many lights I wanted to put onto this skirt before doing it, I really didn't because I actually didn't have any concept of how big they were versus how much I wanted to put them on there and how the trim was going to lay. Answer, not well. But I did get them all approximately in place. The first 4 were all pinned in and lovely, and then... Yes, indeed, folks, this is the moment where I realized that I was going to have a completely uneven design unless I unpinned and repinned the entire ones that I had already done. So after a gentle reminder to myself that basic math does exist and I do know how to do it, I went back and started pinning once again with them all in the correct placement. Now for the chaos one. The Insniftigator came back just to really make sure that I had indeed laid out my chaotic product correctly.
Please get off of my skirt. What are you doing?
And then I started freehanding my snow mound fix, which was basically using some vintage corduroy from a different hull and trying to make little snow mounds to make the skirt actually circular. And I did that all around the skirt.
Two hours later.
There's where we shall begin our adventure today. And what an adventure it was. Dear viewer, I hope you understand exactly how annoying this skirt fabric was, because while this velvet is gorgeous from afar, it gummed up my machine like the bottom of the school desk in 7th grade. It's full, and we don't want to know what's in there. I'm so over this fabric! Ugh! We're just gonna straight stitch this on, because I don't have time to around and find out why this is being stupid. And after far too many hours appliquing the multiple appliques onto this skirt, because I chose to sew them instead of glue them, I regret that choice now, but here we are. Let's go look at how it all turned out. No, excellent work. And that, my friends, is how you chaos sew not one, but two circle skirts for plus size. And yes, I did have to pinch in 2 inches on each skirt. Actually, I think one of them's 2.5. Editing note here, that this pattern is not the reason why this skirt is too big. That is user error, because I decided to size up the 43 inch instead of just making the 43 inch. I'm actually pretty sure I measured my waist wrong, so this was not the fault of the pattern. The pattern went together perfectly fine. It was me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Now, if you too would like to go chaos sew some Mrs. Depew patterns, make sure that you are visiting mrsdepew.com, because she has actually offered me a lovely little discount code. All you have to do is type in Stephanie sent me, and you'll receive 15% off your entire order from now through January 7th. And you don't just have to make a circle skirt, you can buy any of her patterns, and that discount will count for the entire purchase. Now, how do you win a pattern? You win the patterns by clicking like on this video, commenting, "Long live the Christmas shrimp," You can spell it shrimp or shrimp, whichever you please. Both will count. And you need to be subscribed to this channel. And then come December 15th, I will be posting over on the community tab, using your handles to tag the 3 winners, 1, 2, 3, because I have 2 of the plus size circle skirts, and I also have a smaller circle skirt that is a size 25 through 43 inch waist as well to give away to you. Once you have been tagged in that community post, please make sure you are reaching out to me at likethenorthcountry@gmail.com and we can start to figure out how to get your patterns to you. And I want to thank Mrs. Depew again for giving me this lovely pattern with which to create chaos for all of you. And until next time, why don't you go create some chaos? Bye. Oh Jesus, that's totally backlit. Hang on, you come with me. Hello, hi. I could have stopped this recording and I chose not to. You're welcome.